I'm John with Perfect Water Technologies. Today we're going to be installing a Tapmaster Artesian full contact. Here's the Tapmaster Artesian full contact. Here is the drain saddle, which we're going to use to connect to the drain. This is the feed valve adapter you're going to connect onto the 3/8 inch compression line. This is a faucet adapter. This is going to connect to the faucet. Today we'll be installing the lovely satin nickel standard long reach RO faucet. We also have a tank valve. This goes on top of the tank, which will fit on right now. Careful when you're installing this, not to over tighten, just hand tight until it's snug. That's it, leave it alone. We have here the mounting clips for the Tapmaster. The first step in the installation process is to install the reverse osmosis faucet, and you're going to need an extra hole for that. Here we had an extra soap dispenser, which it's better to have an RO system than a soap dispenser, so we've removed the soap dispenser, and you can see that there's still a little bit of residue that we're going to need to clean off here before we install the RO faucet to make sure it has a positive watertight seal. The next step in the installation process is putting in the faucet. First we're going to unwrap it and examine the contents. You have the faucet, you have the extrusion plate which fits underneath the faucet. This is the washer, sealing washer that goes underneath the extrusion plate. Underneath the sink you have this washer and this one. You have the lock washer and the lock nut. Also included in the pack, but which you're not going to use, are these the brass fittings for the tubing to connect. We're not going to use them because we have the faucet adapter here, which is a much better piece. Take the extrusion plate, slip it onto the faucet, as well as the extrusion washer. Drop it in the hole. Find a nice place for it. If you got someone to help you to hold the faucet while you're underneath the sink, that's helpful. Otherwise, you can do it yourself. The next step is we're going to take the undermount washer and the holding washer and lock everything in place with the lock nut and the locking washer. The installation process is to install the feed water adapter. Included with the kit is a 3/8 inch feed water adapter. This one is a very nice unit from John Guest. It has 3/8 inch male and female compression fittings that are chrome plated, and also the 1/4 inch adapter to the system with a built-in shutoff. We're going to install it on the cold water line coming out of the wall, the cold water angle stop. We're going to unscrew the line to the faucet right here. We're going to remove that. We're going to insert the feed water adapter on the stub, and then we're going to screw the faucet line onto the end of the adapter. You need to be sure that you're using the cold water feed because hot water will destroy your reverse osmosis system. We've installed the feed water adapter on the line. You can see it here. It's fitted on the stud on the bottom, and on the top we've reattached the cold water feed to the faucet. I went ahead and put a little bit of plumber's tape on the end. It's a compression fitting, so you really don't need it, but I like to put it on there just in case. And of course you've got your on and off. This is currently in the closed position, otherwise water would be spitting out of there. Your Tapmaster is installing the drain saddle. You're going to locate a vertical section of pipe in front of the P-trap. You do not want it here. This is the ideal location. Alternatively, you could put it on this section of pipe if you were to drill it on a downward angle. But this is the superior location. So, now that we've identified it, we're going to place our locating and sealing gasket. If we can peel the backing off. Come on, there it is. We're going to locate that with enough clearance for the actual drain saddle. Fit it on there, and now we know we're going to drill the hole. We're going to drill the hole using a 1/4 inch drill bit, or alternatively you can start out with a smaller bit for a pilot hole. When you're drilling the hole, it's important to make sure you do not drill through both sides. Just the single side in the center of the locating washer. Once you've drilled your hole, then it's time to fit the drain saddle on. Here's the drain saddle, or half of it anyway, and I've already taken the step of inserting the screws. You're going to fit that over the hole in the center and place the backing on it, fastening it with the fastening nuts. In securing the drain saddle, it's very important that you keep the entrance of the drain over the drain hole and keep it centered. To do that, you can use a long screw, a pen, a screwdriver, and slip it in the hole to make sure that you've got it on top of one another. Now it's time to mount your Tapmaster. Located on the inside back cover of your owner's manual and installation guide is a mounting template. Locate a section of cabinetry where there's enough space, both top and bottom, and vertically, to make sure that you can get the unit out when it's time for your annual service, and tape it to the wall. Once you've got it taped, put your mounting clip over the hole and drill it in. So now we have the mounting clips mounted and secured, and we've gone ahead and removed the template. Now we're going to pop the Tapmaster into its mounting clips. Let's go the top first, and then the bottom. And it just clips right in. You can see the unit, the orientation here, top and bottom. The ribbed cap with the single fitting on top is the top. The two fittings, white and gray, are the bottom of the unit. Now you can cut the tubing ties, you can remove those, and you can move on to placing the tank. Now we're going to locate the tank. Screw on the tank valve onto the top of the tank on the water nipple. Now, this is something to leave alone. There's an air nipple on the side of the tank. There's a space between the inside shell of the tank and the rubber bladder where the water sits. It's pre-pressurized. Leave that alone. I've chosen to leave the bag on the tank in order to keep it clean. Sometimes people don't clean out the inside of their cabinetry as often as they should, and the underside of the tank can collect dirt. With the plastic bag there, it keeps it much more sanitary. Place the tank in the back. You have a number of options. You could put it here, but right here this looks like a good spot. So that's where we're going to. We've gone ahead and cut all the tubing ties, and now it's time to make our connections. Starting with the orange feed line in, we're going to connect it to the feed water adapter in the back, connected to the angle stop. This is a two-handed job. Insert the tubing into the hole, push it in. You're going to feel it going a little bit, and then push in a little bit further and pull out to make it secure. Next, we're going to do the drain line, which is the red tube. Remove the plastic nut from the drain saddle, put it on the red tube so that the red tube sticks out just about a centimeter. Loop the red tube over some point that's higher than the drain saddle, and then you can go ahead, insert the tube into the hole, and proceed to tighten it down. You just want it finger tight. Do not use a wrench, you'll over tighten it and you're going to break something. Just finger tight so that it's snug. Go ahead and tug on it, make sure it's secure. That's nice. Now, the black 3/8 inch tube, which connects to the storage tank. Again, insert the tube into the hole, you'll feel it bump, and then push it in further, and you'll feel it slide in. Go ahead and close the tank valve. Finally, the blue tube, which is the line out to the faucet. You're going to reach in back with your fingers, locate the faucet adapter, push it in until you can feel that it's secure. It'll go in a little bit, and then it's going to go in a little bit further. Tug on it, make sure it's secure. And you're done with that part of the installation. Now we're ready for our startup procedure. Go ahead and slowly turn on the water to the system. You should hear the water start to run and fill up the system. You'll hear the system start to hiss. With the tank off, it should fill up the system fairly quickly. We're going to come up to the sink, and you're going to open up the faucet. Leave it open and let it run. And anywhere from 2 minutes to 10 minutes You'll start to see a stream coming out of there. It should be discolored, maybe black, very nasty, and you're going to need to let it run until it's clear. Once it runs clear, go ahead and turn it off. Allow the system to pressurize underneath. Once the system turns off, get yourself a paper towel, wipe down everything to where it's dry, and check for leaks. Once you see that the unit has no leaks, go ahead and open up the tank valve. Let the system fill up. Once it goes quiet, let the water drain out again until it falls to that trickle. Close the valve, let the system fill up again, drain it again, and you're done.